Hello everyone. Let's discuss the concept of dishonor of a check and its effect on two-column cash book. Students, there are two cases of dishonor of a check. Dishonor of the check which was deposited into bank. It means we got a check from someone, we deposited that into bank, thereafter the check got dishonored. This is the simple case, everybody knows it. Second case is very interesting, that is dishonor of the check endorsed. What is this endorsed? We received check from someone and we used the same check for making payment to the creditors, and then the check got dishonored. So there are two cases. Let's discuss these cases with the help of examples. So the first case, case 1, see this. The first transaction received a check from Arun for rupees 8,000, and second related transaction, the above check got dishonored. So in case 1 there are two transactions and we will assume that the check was deposited into bank. So when we received check from Arun for rupees 8,000 and deposited into bank, we assume that bank balance increased. So we record that on the debit side. See, date is not given, so we will write 1, 2, 3, 4 to Arun, and it will be recorded in the bank column 8,000 rupees. Check received, deposited into bank. Next day or after 2-3 days, we came to know that from the bank the check got dishonored. It's a very simple treatment. See, when we received the check, that affected the bank balance on the debit side. It means bank balance increased. But after 2-3 days, we came to know that the check got dishonored. It means our account was not credited by bank. So we will pass recording or entry for cancellation of that check. And in order to cancel, it will be recorded on the credit side. We will write here by Arun and record on the credit side in the bank column 8,000 rupees. So very simple treatment. I am explaining when a check is received and deposited into bank, thereafter it got dishonored. Firstly, it will be recorded on the debit side, mention the name of the person from whom check was received in the bank column. After that it got dishonored, again write the name of the person by Arun, and it will be recorded in the bank column 8,000 rupees. So that is a cancellation entry basically, and its effect is neutralized. Bank balance increased on the debit side, bank balance decreased on the credit side. So ultimately no effect on the cash book after dishonor. How to record this transaction now? If a check is endorsed to someone, endorsement means use of check for making creditors payment, suppliers payment. And here is a transaction. Check received from Arun, endorsed to Tarun, rupees 8,000 rupees. Remember one thing, when a check is received and if it is not deposited into bank, we pass this entry. See this. Check in hand account debit, check in hand account debit 8,000 to, we received check from Arun to Arun. Remember one thing, we received a check from Arun but not deposited into bank. Firstly, we retained the check with us. Journal entry will be, and this is not passed in cash book. This is passed in journal proper. Check in hand account debit to Arun. Then immediately or after some time, the check was endorsed in favor of Tarun. Second entry, that is for endorsement, will be Tarun debit, debit the receiver, Tarun debit 8,000 rupees to check in hand account. See, check in hand account 8,000 rupees. This entry is also made in journal proper. because both the entries are not affecting cash book in any way, because the check was not deposited into bank. So these are the first two entries for receiving of check, for endorsement of check. Now if the later on stage the check got dishonored, you have to understand this properly, because this is a typical journal entry. If such transactions are given and you are asked to pass journal entries simultaneously, then you will face difficulty. See, check in hand is cancelled with check in hand. Later on, the check got dishonored. In that case, a reverse journal entry will be passed. Reverse means in the first entry, Arun was credited, he will be debited here. Arun debit, he will again become our debtor. See, according to the first entry, we received a check from Arun. He was our debtor. In order to settle his account, he handed over us a check. But now the check is cancelled. Again, Arun become our debtor. So Arun account will be debited. Then see the second entry. We settled Tarun's account by the use of that check which we received from Arun. But the check got dishonored. It means Tarun didn't get his payment. So again, he will become our creditor. We will write here to Tarun. See this journal entry. This is interesting one. The person from whom we received a check, he will be debited here, since he will again become our debtor. And the person to whom we endorsed the check, his account will be credited, because again he become our creditor, because neither we received a payment from Arun and nor we made payment to Tarun. So after the dishonor of the check, the position of these two parties, these two personalities remains the same as earlier. Arun is our debtor, Tarun is our creditor. It means, see these transactions. In all these transactions, there is no use of cash, there is no use of bank. Therefore, these will not be recorded into cash book. So simple funda is what? Try to understand. Endorsed check, either got dishonored or not, will never affect the cash book. It means it will not be recorded through the cash book. So friends, I believe the concept of dishonor of a check, simple case, and the second case of endorsement is clear to you. If the lecture is clear, video is clear, concept is clear, press the like button, share the video with your friends and classmates, and subscribe the channel if not yet subscribed.